Hey guys, before we get into Romeo and Juliet, I want to talk to you a little bit about William Shakespeare and go over with you what makes him so important for us to learn about. So I'm going to start with just a few facts. First of all, he was born in 1564 in Stratford upon Avon in England. He was married to Anne Hathaway. They had a few kids, and he was actually able to retire because he became very wealthy throughout his career. He was a playwright, actor, and producer. I like to compare him to Tyler Perry for this reason. If you know anything about Tyler Perry and his Medea movies and plays, you know that he acts, writes, and produces them as well. And what made Shakespeare so successful wasn't because he was the only person that was acting and writing plays and things like that. It's that during this time period, um, there was no middle class. It was only upper class and lower class. And a lot of times, people from lower class wouldn't waste what little money they had to go and see plays because up until Shakespeare, no other plays featured the lower class. It was targeted toward the wealthy. And we all know that we enjoy movies and music that we can relate to on some level. Well, if all of this is, if you can't relate to it, you don't really care to spend your money on it. And that was the way it was then. Shakespeare, like Tyler Perry, would have an array of characters in his plays. You would have, let's talk about, like maybe The Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Not really all Tyler Perry's movies. You have Medea and her friends who represent the middle lower class citizens who are, inappropriately bantering and being hilarious. And then you have someone who is extravagantly wealthy, that is surrounded by drama, that is in some way related to Medea. Well, the same would go in Shakespeare's plays. You would have this wealthy family who had all this drama and chaos surrounding them, and then you'd have the servants or just passerbyers who would bring in all this hilariously funny wit and comedy. So the reason that we study Shakespeare and what makes him so important is that he actually invented over 1,500 words and phrases that we still use today. A lot of times what would happen was if Shakespeare was writing a sonnet or a play and he needed it to flow or rhyme in a certain way, if he couldn't think of a word that, went well there, he would just simply invent one. Here are some examples of words and phrases that Shakespeare came up with. So, bad breath. Bated breath. The game is up. The naked truth. Love is blind. Swagger. Obscene. Addiction. All of a sudden. All these things that we still use many of these today. And that's all thanks to Shakespeare. And that's why he's so important to the English language. So you're going to be completing a activity on Shakespeare and insults. These are featured in all of his plays, whether it be a comedy or a tragedy. He would use his characters to insult each other and sometimes be inappropriate and a bit vulgar. Here's just a few examples. Remember that this slideshow is available to you in the weekly folder. I want you to go to that folder and you can watch the Shakespeare and insult video. as well as his biography. Now, before you go, I want to explain to you the Shakespearean insult activity. So you'll go to your folder and you'll click on Shakespearean insult, like we always do. All right, and you're going to click on the activity there. It'll take you to a Google Doc. So you can't actually write on this. It's just a worksheet that it's there for you to look at the different insults. So what you're going to do is create a sentence. You're going to pick any celebrity, not someone that you know personally or I know personally or anyone within, the state of Alabama or Mississippi or anything like that. Let's choose someone who you don't know. We're not actually trying to hurt anyone's feelings here. You can choose LeBron James, Taylor Swift. It's all up to you, whatever you want to choose. And you're going to write a sentence. You're going to start with the celebrity's name. So let's say I chose Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift. I'm going to say, thou art a or an, depending on what you use first. If I use artless, I'm going to say, thou art an artless. If I use body, I'm going to say, thou art a body. And then you're going to choose one word from each column. Now, this still needs to make sense. So your main task is to look up these words. If you don't know what it means, you can simply, look up surly, and then find one from this column, look it up. If it makes sense, try to tailor it to that celebrity. What is something on that celebrity we could point out and make fun of? And then remember your commas in between, because this is items in a series. So you're gonna put Taylor Swift, or don't use Taylor Swift. Use whichever one you want to use. I'm just using that as an example. Taylor Swift, comma, thou art, and then a or an, comma, and then put the three things that they are, or that you feel that they are. And I'm sorry. Let's see. Get this to work. And then you'll just simply come below and you'll write in, it needs to start with a capital, Taylor Swift or LeBron James or whomever you choose, and write it out there and submit it. Remember, you'll have to come back, and then you'll have, it doesn't show it on my side, but you'll have the submit button, and just submit it from there. Good luck, and I'll be on Google Meet if you need anything.